If you are currently separated and you are not wanting to get a divorce, I wanted to give you some tips, some recommendations that you can utilize in order to try to prevent that from happening. Hey guys, my name is Danny. I'm your life and relationship coach. Just in case you did not know who I was, I'm one of the head coaches here at the Happily Committed Project. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we are talking about separation. What you can do if you are currently in this circumstance and you are not wanting to get a divorce. First and foremost, I empathize with you. I know how difficult this can be. But the reality of the situation is that I have come to find sometimes that separation can actually be a really good thing. How many times have you tried to fix the issues in the relationship? How many times have you tried to resolve conflict? How many times have you had blown out fights and arguments living under the same roof and it just never really seemed to get anywhere? What that actually ends up doing is creating more resentment, more frustration, more anger, and it creates this really negative energy in your home. And it becomes even more difficult to be able to try to work through things, to try to resolve conflict. So the ability to actually have some space, to have some time to think and to decompress and to feel like you can breathe again is actually a benefit to the situation. It gives you the ability to view the relationship from a different perspective, to view things objectively. So the first thing is really understanding and focusing on yourself, right? What are some of the things that you are accountable for in the breakdown of the relationship? Now, I'm not saying that you are fully responsible. Of course, a relationship is a two-way street. But there are parts that you are accountable for. And what are they? Have you given them any thought? Have you had the time to really sit back and say, okay, on an emotional level, what was I feeling? Why was I feeling that way? How was I reacting? How was I communicating with my partner? How was I communicating with my spouse? Was it productive? Was it, not productive? Was it negative? Was it causing more of an issue? All the questions that you should be asking yourself, you actually have the opportunity to do that now in a clear space, right? Where you can actually reevaluate yourself and your part and your contribution to the dynamic of the relationship. And this is a huge benefit because once you're able to view it objectively, then you can actually start to make more rational and logical decisions. Because when you are in it, when you're in the thick of it, you are led by emotion. And when we lead with emotion, we have a tendency of making irrational decisions, which only further contributes to the breakdown of the relationship. So take this time to really think about your part in the relationship. And this is twofold, right? If you want to consider it steps 1 and step 2, right? So step 1 is really taking a step back and reevaluating, and step 2 is taking accountability for your part in the breakdown of the relationship. The third part of this is mindset, right? Mindset is huge. Whether you are in a healthy relationship, whether you are in a relationship that is in a 911 situation, whatever the case may be, mindset is a big piece of this. So if you are watching this video, it is because you do not want to get a divorce with your partner, with your spouse, and you're trying to figure out whether you being in separation is a indication or a sign that you will be getting a divorce. Change your mindset. Understand that you have the ability to turn things around. If you want to win them back, you have to convince yourself that you can win them back. Because at the end of the day, how are you going to win them back if you can't even convince yourself that you can do it, right? It starts with you. It starts with how you perceive the situation and how you proceed forward with attempting to get your spouse back. The last part of it, again, is a huge and crucial fundamental element here, and it's the self-development piece. Working on your self-confidence, working on your self-esteem, changing patterns of behavior that were not beneficial to the relationship. If you are the type of individual that struggles with processing emotion, it may be, necessary for you to seek out therapy, to go to a professional who can help you start to unpack some of these emotions, some of these traumas, some of these things that you've compartmentalized over the years. If you struggle with communication, starting to learn the fundamentals of communication. What is communication? How do you communicate? How do you resolve conflict? If you struggle with this, I would be more than happy to help you with that. I've actually created an incredible product that breaks down the fundamentals of communication for circumstances just like this one. And if it's something that you're interested in, I would be more than happy to obviously recommend that to you. You can go to our product section on the Happily Committed website, which is www.happily committed.com, where you can find that product in the product section. And it breaks down the fundamentals of communication and how to resolve conflict. So if you have no idea where to start, that is a good place to start. If you feel like you just need to align on a mental and a spiritual level, I also have a product surrounding self-awareness and learning how to be present in the moment and learning to work through overly emotional moments, utilizing meditation, utilizing journaling, utilizing the resources that you have around you in order to maintain a level of stability and consistency so your partner feels like they are safe and that they want to be in that environment and that they have the ability to emotionally express themselves without having to be met with some form of defensiveness or being dismissed or shut down. There are so many different things that you can utilize. However, the primary thing to focus on during this period of time is, again, working on yourself, working on your self-development, understanding that you have the ability to win your ex back. And if you truly believe that, how do you take steps to do that, right? You start to reach out. You start to have casual, relaxed conversation with them. You start to build the rapport and the trust. You then graduate to trying to meet up with them. Maybe it's a coffee, maybe it's a tea, maybe it's dinner or a drink, and really start to build on that physical connection, right? It's a process. It takes some time. This is a marathon, not a sprint. So if you feel like you're going to be able to get a 1, 2, 3 step 30-day, this is how you win your partner back after being separated, this is not the video for you. This is going to be something that takes time, and this is going to be something that I'm willing to help you through that process, but I will be honest with you and tell you it's going to take more than a 12 or a 13-minute video, and I would probably recommend a one-on-one coaching session so we can really kind of break down the details and understand the reasons for why the marriage got to the place that it got to and how to rebuild from there. If you like this video, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. Make sure you leave your comments. I read as many of them as I possibly can. I try to respond to as many as I possibly can as well. Maybe you feel like you just need a little bit more detail. You need a little bit more information. We have a multitude of different articles and blogs and videos related to this subject and many other subjects as well on our website, www.happilycommitted.com. We also have that products page that I was talking about, where we have the communication training, the self-awareness training. There's a multitude of different trainings on there and courses that you can utilize depending on what your situation is, where you're at, and what you need help with. If you feel like you need a one-on-one coaching session, if you feel like you need more support and your situation is very specific, I would be more than happy to help you with that, to support you through that. You can book a one-on-one session directly on the website as well with myself or any of the other amazing coaches that we have on the team. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your life and relationship coach. I hope you're staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you soon.